Do you dread walking up and finding your ball has gone in that greenside bunker? Worried about that contact? If so, make sure you check out this video. I'm going to share with you a really simple tip to make sure you get better contact if you're worried about the thin shots out the bunker or catching them too heavy, hitting too much sand behind the ball. If you struggle at all with your strike, this video is definitely for you. Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Branston Golf and Country Club. Today's video, as I said, is all about bunker play. I'm going to share with you some really simple advice to make sure that you're getting out of the bunker every time. I'm going to get you a better contact. If you are struggling with thinning them or catching too much sand and not getting the ball out, this video is really going to help you. So I want to share with you the #1 reasons amateur golfers struggle when they're in the sand. So the first one would really be that they haven't got enough pressure onto their lead foot. So for me as a right-handed golfer, my lead foot is my left side, my foot that's closest to the target. I see some golfers start there, but by the time they're hitting it, their pressure's gone backwards, or they just never really started with enough pressure onto their lead side. So a great way to do it is keep the ball still forwards in your stance, because if you move it back, you'll be tempted to try and move backwards. So keep the ball up where you'd play a driver. But what I want you to do is flare your lead foot out towards the target by a good 40-odd degrees, 45 degrees. From there, you can push your knee over your toe and you'll feel the desired amount of pressure down into that lead side. We want to be starting about 65% over here. Our pressure as we swing back will move back to maybe 50-50, but by the time we strike the sand again, we want to be onto that lead side at least 65 or more and finishing at maybe 80. So we're never going beyond 50-50. We really want to start onto our lead side and make sure that by the time we strike the sand, we're onto that lead side. So I'm not suggesting there is no pressure shift, but start with it on our lead side, finish with it on our lead side is a key part rather than leaning backwards. Which takes me to the second key part. I see a lot of golfers just too caught up with their body stalling, their head trying to stay down. We really want to make sure that your finish position is tall on your lead side over here. So I want your head and body to keep rotating, not to finish here. Allow your body to keep rotating through and you will start to strike that point there. Now, one of the best exercises you can do is smooth over the sand. Just draw a line in the sand and just have a few practice swings down the line. Just get used to the ball would be a couple of inches ahead of that line, and we're going to strike that line every time by making sure that we start with our pressure on our lead side and we keep our body rotating to finish onto our lead side. So contact point was about the sand, the line in the sand there. And again, not bad, a little bit behind where I wanted. I was aiming for that line, I hit an inch or two behind that. Would have still been okay. We do have a margin of error in the bunker. We're aiming for about 2 inches, 5 centimeters behind the ball. But actually, if we're using the club correctly, we'll get away with anywhere really from 1 to 4, 1 to 5. So we have got a margin of error in the bunker. We're not going to strike that spot every single time unless we practice this a lot. There are obviously some golfers who can achieve that. Pressure's onto my lead side. Body still rotating through. Again, a little bit too far back. Let me put more pressure onto that lead side. That was the one. I'm covering my GoPro in a lot of sand here. Pressure onto that lead side. One more. That was the best one of the bunch. Getting used to that strike exercise, the better you get at that, the better your bunker play is going to be. This is all about contact point. Contact point for most amateur golfers is just way too far back in the sand. A lot of people think, they don't realize it until you draw those lines in. So when you're in the practice bunker, perhaps just drawing a line level with the ball, maybe that point that's 2 inches behind, so you can just start to look at strike point. I get so many golfers where they feel like they're actually going to be near the ball. You show them and they're 10, 12 inches too far back. So they're way back in the sand, and it's generally because their pressure has gone backwards or their body's stalled. So I can put this into play. I'm going to keep that ball forwards. I'm going to flare this foot out so I can push my knee over my toe, really feeling that pressure onto my lead side. And I'm going to make sure that I swing all the way through. I really commit to rotating my body, not stalling. Let me give it a go. So I've got around a 20-yard bunker shot here, so I do want it to release. I'm not going to open the face as much as I would do if the flag was a little bit closer to me. I could change loft of the club, but I'm really going to make sure I keep that pressure forwards and commit to the finish position. So that's landed, if it's a 20-yard bunker shot, I guess it's landed about 15, and it's just released those last few yards. My strike point, it wasn't perfect. I was aiming for 2 inches. I actually hit probably 3.5 inches behind the golf ball, but I got enough pressure going forwards. Let me give one more a go. Very happy with that shot. So foot's flared out. I'm going to make sure my pressure's onto my lead side and my body keeps rotating. That is a key part to striking good bunker shots. Let me hit one more. That was actually a better strike location. I think it just needed a little bit more speed. It's come up about 5 yards short, giving me a 15-foot putt. So I just wanted a little bit more oomph, a little bit more energy. But 2 bunker shots with strike locations, they weren't perfect. They were about 3.5 inches on that first one, 3 inches on that second one, not 2. But if I get enough momentum going forwards by keep rotating my body and I've got that pressure onto my lead side, I guarantee you're going to get the ball out. If you've been struggling in the bunker, you're definitely a player where you're going to be leaning back, too much pressure on your back foot, or stopping your body rather than committing to rotating all the way through. It's sometimes a scared factor of worrying about it going too long by using your body. Remember how much the sand is going to slow down the club. So we're actually hitting the sand with quite a lot of energy, even though the ball doesn't come out very quickly. We've got to commit to it. Actually, the least committed or the less committed we are, the worse the shot's going to be. So if you can follow those 2 simple tips, I know it's really going to help your bunker play and help you master getting out the sand every single time. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel as well for all the other content. Thanks, guys.